Shadow the Hedgehog orders Burger King. Oh no.
I go in and fix my order.
Oh my god, no! No, he's going inside! I've seen a lot of cringe videos in my day. This might be the worst. Yo, who the fuck is MattCMG? Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. MattCMG, and today I'd like to tell you all about my field of expertise, cringe. I am not alone when I say that I find cringe to be incredibly fascinating. Cringe is defined by Merriam-Webster Dictionary as, quote, to recoil in distaste, a feeling that I'm sure you're all familiar with at least a little bit. But people like me, we go out and look for that shit on purpose. I fucking love cringe videos, pictures, or really anything that makes you cringe. So today we're going to be talking about all the intricacies that make cringe so enjoyable to me and to many others. So let's get weird, let's get wild, and let's get right into why exactly it is that I love cringe.
Mixed race couple? Cringe!
So what exactly is it that is so appealing about cringe? Cringe is an expression of distaste or discomfort, so why would you go out and try to feel that on purpose? If you ask me, cringe is really no different from horror. People watch scary movies or play scary games with the intention of feeling fear, a notoriously negative emotion. There is something appealing about being freaked out at stuff that is clearly not even real. Cringe is quite similar. It's this weird feeling of secondhand embarrassment and knowing that someone doing or saying something cringe is not happening to you. Our subhuman friends over in British Landia have developed an entire style of comedy based around this very feeling, cringe comedy. Cringe comedy is the humor found in social awkwardness. When someone does or says something outside the social norm, whether they realize it or not, there is some level of embarrassment to be felt there. The person doing the cringe thing is likely embarrassed if they're aware of what they're doing, but more often than not, it's us, the observers, who feel the secondhand embarrassment. We feel embarrassed for that person. Even though we aren't in that situation, it still feels like we are. Cringe has this weird way of showing us the empathy within humans, because a lot of it comes from feeling bad for the person involved. I think my favorite example of cringe comedy is the Inbetweeners. It's a British show, and the Brits have pretty much pioneered cringe comedy, hence why I said what I said earlier. That's not to say that American shows can't have cringe comedy, because they very much can, but the British do this particular brand of comedy much better. So the Inbetweeners, in case you haven't seen it, is a British show about 4 high school friends who are constantly trying to get laid. As you might have guessed, a lot of the humor comes from the awkwardness of being a teenager, but also the more generally awkward situations the characters find themselves in. There are plenty of scenes that utilize cringe to its fullest, and this is apparent from just the pilot episode alone. The most frequent and most effective way in which they do this is the classic saying something fucked up while an authority figure is standing behind you trope. For instance, one of the very first scenes has our main character, Will, trying to make friends at his new school. He's this prim and proper guy in a situation where nobody really gives a shit, so to fit in, he attempts to be as vulgar as possible. Here, watch for yourself.
What's his problem? What? That Gilbert. What a tosser. I mean, ooh, I'm Mr. Gilbert. I'm such a big, huge, massive freak. And I just love to suck the headmaster's balls. And then... Is he behind me?
This scene utilizes cringe to its fullest. The awkwardness of trying to be polite in a scenario where that's not the social norm, the discomfort of seeing someone try way too hard, and the absolute oh shit moment that happens when you realize the person you were shit talking was there the whole time. I think that we've all been in at least one of these situations at one time or another, and the thing that makes it cringe is because we know exactly how it feels, and can therefore project ourselves onto the situation. Another great instance of this is in the 4th episode of the series. Will is hitting it off with a girl, and his friend Jay comes in to try and steal her. He does this by attempting to be funny, and to him, apparently, being funny means imitating Crazy Frog. Now, Crazy Frog these days, ironically pretty funny, but back then, no irony attached. In a scene that feels like it goes on for an eternity, he imitates Crazy Frog in complete silence. The cringe is clearly coming from the feeling of a joke that doesn't land. It's the same kind of cringe that you see when a stand-up comic bombs on stage. And again, it's also the social awkwardness in imagining yourself in such a situation. Nobody likes the feeling of complete silence when your joke doesn't land, so it's uncomfortable to see it happen to somebody else. Like I mentioned, empathy is a major factor when it comes to cringe. In fact, I would argue that it's the main factor. When you see somebody do something cringe, the immediate thought that most people have, whether they realize it or not, is, thank God, that's not me. You know the exact emotion that you would be feeling in that scenario, so you project yourself into that situation. In some cases, the cringe comes from knowing that that was you at some point. I've seen plenty of videos of these 12-year-old kids, pause, where these kids are doing the same really cringe shit that I was doing at their age.
It's a meme, you dip.
I feel empathy for them because I was them at one point, and I sure as fuck think that my old shit is completely cringe. My personal favorite example of this is the Five Nights at Freddy's kid. This video shows a young kid singing a Five Nights at Freddy's song at a school talent show with a very monotone voice, staring at his feet the whole time. It's cringe because we've all been that kid before in one way or another, and we feel bad for him, we empathize with him. But one thing you gotta know about cringe is that there's good cringe and there's bad cringe. Good cringe is the kind of cringe where you can laugh at it or even with it. Bad cringe is the stuff that just makes you uncomfortable with no comedy attached. An example of good cringe is, say, the top 10 hottest female Sonic characters video. The video is cringe as fuck, but it's not because he wants to fuck the Sonic characters, it's because the way he describes things is so fucking bizarre that it's funny. That's good cringe because you can laugh at it, but also with it. Bad cringe is shit like a furry doing a TikTok dance to the latest fucking Doja Cat song or whatever the fuck. There's nothing funny about that, it's just uncomfortable. Same thing goes for like political videos of people trying to like debunk the other side in public, or people filming themselves harassing retail employees or to make some kind of point. All that kind of shit, that's just cringe. It's not funny. The thing that separates the good from the bad cringe is your ability to laugh at it, and again, the empathy involved. Occasionally though, some cringe occurs due to the passage of time. Something that was once funny and hip in the internet zeitgeist is now considered cringe because attitudes have changed since then. A good example of this is Ray William Johnson. This dude used to be the top dog on YouTube for a long time, but if you were to watch any of his stuff today, nobody would enjoy it and would in fact think that it's pretty cringe.
Damn, nigga!
A lot of old stuff like this has come back in an ironic way due to the way internet culture works now, but what I think is more cringe is when people use old dead jokes or meme formats unironically. Like if you were to see somebody say unironically, "Can I has cheeseburger?" in the year of our Lord 2021, I think most of us would recoil and cringe from that. This is an example of bad cringe, where the cringe comes from the fact that it's just not funny even though it's trying hard to be.
I love anime!
And manga!
But enough of this analytical bullshit. Let's see some real shit. I asked you all on Twitter and my community tab to send me your favorite cringe videos, to which I got two responses. Now that's some sad cringe right there. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to go through some of my favorite cringe videos and explain why I love them, or why I cringe at them, I guess. Some of these are well-known classics in the cringe community, and others are a little bit more obscure. First up is Easy Pickins, the Brony unboxing My Little Pony toys at McDonald's video. This 12-minute video is an absolute fucking roller coaster the entire time. First thing to note, we have a grown-ass man ordering 2 Happy Meals without any kids. Already off to a terrible start. Second thing, he gets 2 of the wrong toys, so he, a grown-ass man, goes up to this poor McDonald's employee to get another one. He can't form a complete sentence and then proceeds to explain what My Little Pony is to this McDonald's employee who clearly does not want to be there and probably wants to blow her fucking brains out. This is all made worse by the fact that he, a grown-ass man, then proceeds to play with said toys in public with 0 attempts to use his inside voice. It is incredibly uncomfortable. What's even crazier is that this same guy made another video where he attempts to interview voice actress Tara Strong at a convention, and she looks incredibly uncomfortable the entire time. This video to this day is still extremely hard to sit through just because of all the missed social cues. Keeping in line with weird fandoms, there exists a cringe video simply titled Kingdom Hearts Original. And it's so good that I want to believe that it's satire, but I'm not quite sure. This video features 2 teenagers in a grocery store parking lot dueling with pool toys and role-playing as Sora and Roxas from Kingdom Hearts. As somebody who likes Kingdom Hearts, I can admit that the series is kind of inherently cringe, and I think that this video is actually kind of genius in that regard. Like, yeah, it's really weird that these 2 dudes who are clearly too old to be doing stuff like this in public are doing this and filming it, but they actually kind of capture the magic of Kingdom Hearts. They aren't reenacting any scene in particular, but a lot of the shit that they say is so fucking accurate. You got Roxas being edgy, a lot of ranting about darkness, and that fucking scream at the end is fucking absolute gold. It's like a perfect parody of Kingdom Hearts. Much like Kingdom Hearts as a series, the cringe in this video is funny, but also kind of endearing.
Don't hit the camera, man.
Dual wield!
Moving away from weird fandoms though, we have a bit of a longer video that kind of combines the good and the bad cringe. Norm Macdonald Killing It is an iconic video among Norm Macdonald fans. Norm Macdonald, in case you don't know, is a longtime comedian and is considered by many to be one of the greatest alive. Back in 2014, YouTube held the YouTube Awards, and hosting this event were two irrelevant YouTubers and Norm Macdonald. These YouTubers and their guests are busy making these unfunny, super sanitized jokes, some real cringe, and Norm is just taking the piss and fucking with everybody there and turning it to gold the entire time. It's like unstoppable force hits immovable object. It's fucking great. The host's jokes and attempts to be hip and cool are just bad cringe, completely unfunny, but Norm, being Norm, turns the bad cringe into good cringe. He uses cringe to his advantage, and it's fucking great.
I would not, you know, people always fucking want to murder Hitler with their time machine, right? But then I feel if I got back there, I'd be afraid of falling under the spell of his fucking beautiful eyes.
A more recent addition to my repertoire of cringe is a video titled Kid Auditions for Hentai Haven. This video is not available on YouTube for reasons that will be clear soon enough, but a viewer sent it to me with a fucking Vimeo link. I think the most cringe thing is that anybody is using fucking Vimeo. But anyways, this video features a young kid, probably around 12 or 13, somewhere around there, auditioning to become a voice actor for hentai. I'm not kidding. I think you might be able to guess what happens next. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to show this because of community guidelines, but he starts moaning very loudly, and the best part is that it's actually not that bad of an impression. Like, he legit deadass sounds like a hentai girl. Big ups to that kid though. Hope he makes it big in the voice acting industry or something like that, right? But I think that my favorite and hardest to sit through cringe video that I've ever seen in my life is Shadow the Hedgehog Goes to Burger King. A video in which a grown adult orders food from a Burger King drive-thru using only a Shadow the Hedgehog plushie and attempting to do his voice. That's cringe enough, but then they mess up his order, so he complains to the employees using the fucking Shadow plushie. Luckily, he cuts the camera when he goes inside to complain to the manager, but holy fucking shit. I would love to see that footage because I can only assume that he's using the Shadow plushie there too. This video hurts to watch because again, there are so many missed social cues and we have a grown adult acting like a child in real life. I love this video.
Oh no, he's gonna do it in person. Oh, this is even worse. Oh, this is... I have never felt like secondhand embarrassment quite like this. Cringe.
Thank you.
True cringe.
But at the end of the day, it's extremely easy to point and laugh at these kinds of videos, but I think that being cringe is honestly one of the most based things that you can do. By being cringe, you are unashamedly putting yourself out there, showing your true colors to the world without a fuck to give about who loves or hates it. Like, yeah, you might be weird, people might think you're weird, but being weird and not caring is honestly based as hell. It's easy to point and laugh at people like Guptil89 or the FNAF kid, because yeah, they've been cringe in the past, but in being cringe, they're actually being based. It takes not only balls, but also dick and balls to truly be yourself on the internet for everybody to see. And these people did exactly that. And you know what? If you see a cringe video and then you go out of your way to harass the harmlessly cringe individual, then fuck you. Who's really cringe in that scenario?
That's cringe.
You're cringe!
Being based and being cringe exists in this kind of weird yin-yang-esque duality. There's the based, there's the cringe, there's the based within the cringe, and the cringe within the based. Very few internet individuals have truly mastered the balance between the two. But throughout this video, I hope that I've helped some of you see the light. He's like the fucking avatar for fucking based and cringe, like oh, yes, I will cringe bend. Fuck you, kill yourself. But that's all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, so leave a like if you did. And leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite cringe video is. What's your white whale of cringe videos? The video that you just can't sit through all the way. I would actually unironically love to hear it. Subscribe for more bullshit like this and consider pledging to my Patreon to help support the channel. I've actually changed my rewards a little bit by the time this is out, so go maybe give that shit a click. I've been MattCMG, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Play Minecraft to cook some raw fish because it smells really nasty. Kill some mobs before you get on their plate so you don't get to feel the pain. And then you craft and mine and you dig to gain experience points, yeah. And then you strike to get raw pork from the pigs. It has no end, but it's still the best game. It's the eye of the spider, it's poison in one bite. Oh, look out, I'm an excellent fighter. The creepers and the zombies, other mobs of the night. Spiders give you some string and the eye of the spider.
We're done with that.